Hello boys and girls, my name is Mr. Oglesby and today we are going to be working on baseball throwing progressions. It is very important to work through these progressions while throwing so you don't injure your arm or your shoulder while throwing a baseball. There are 5 baseball throwing progressions that we're going to work through today. They include first stretching your arm, throwing from a knee, throwing from the straddle position, throwing with your shoulders square to your target, and finally throwing with a crow hop. Each throwing progression, it goes from a shorter distance to a longer distance, and the remainder of this video will take you through each of those progressions so you are able to throw the baseball correctly without injuring your arm. The first step in throwing progressions is arm stretches. It's very important to stretch your arms so they're nice and loose so you don't injure yourself while throwing the baseball. The first stretch we're going to do is the arm across the chest. You're going to take your right arm, put it across your chest, and grab your right shoulder with your left hand. You're going to hold this position for about 10 seconds. You basically count out 1, 2, 3, and so on. Then you would switch and do your left arm for the same 10-second count. The second stretch you would go through is you grab your right elbow. When you put your elbow up like this, you grab your right elbow, pull it back. That's going to stretch out the back of your arm or the tricep right here. Again, you're going to hold that for a 10 count and switch to your left arm. And the final arm stretch is going to be arm circles. Put your shoulders straight out. Start with little circles forward. Do it for about a 10 count, so 1, 2, 3. But as you're doing these arm circles, you're going to go from small circles to bigger and bigger. And after you do that for, again, about a 10 count, you're going to go backwards, small to big, for a 10 count. And hopefully your arms are stretched out and loosened so you're ready to begin throwing. And next we will move into throwing from a knee. The second step in the throwing progressions is throwing from a knee. So you'll grab your partner, you'll be between 12 and 15 feet away. I'm a right-handed thrower, so I will go down on my right knee. My left knee, which has my glove on it, will be up in a sort of a 90 degree position right there. You have your baseball in your hand. You're going to throw holding the ball on like a 4-seam position, so it looks like a C, with your 2 fingers. When you're throwing to your partner, you'll wind back, go up over the top, and follow through to your opposite knee. You're going to want to do about 10 to 12 throws from this position until we get on to the third throwing progression. So now I'll show you a few throws from the knee position. Moving on to our third baseball throwing progression, it will be throwing from a straddle position. So you and your partner will back up so you're about 25 to 30 feet away from each other. You're going to stand straight like this with your shoulders facing your partner. Your feet will be a little bit further than shoulder width apart, and you'll keep your feet planted. As you put your arm back, your torso is going to rotate back with your arm like so. Your arm's going to come up over top, release, and follow through down to your opposite knee. And once again, you'll do about 10 to 12 throws with your partner in this progression. Now it's time to move on to our fourth throwing progression. This throwing progression is going to be with shoulders squared to your partner. You're going to want to be about 60 feet away, which is the length of a major league pitching mound, around there, 60 feet 6 inches. And your feet, once again, will be a little bit farther than shoulder width apart. Your shoulders will be squared to your partner, and you are going to keep both feet planted. As your arm is rotating back, your weight will get shifted onto your back leg. Your arm will come back, follow through to your front knee, and release. Now it's time to move into our fifth and final throwing progression, which will be the crow hop. The crow hop is basically a jump into your throw so you can get more power on your throw. You can do the crow hop with your partner from about 75 feet to basically as far as you can throw the ball. So for a crow hop, I'm going to hop on my right leg and jump into my throw. So it would look a little something like this. Well, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the 5 throwing progressions for baseball. Let's remember the 5 throwing progressions include stretching, throwing from a knee, throwing from the straddle position, throwing with your shoulder squared to your target, and throwing with the crow hop. You should, again, progress backwards to a farther distance away from your partner for each throw, and also you should do between 10 to 12 throws from each progression stage. And hopefully after those progressions, you'll be able to be all warmed up to participate in a baseball or softball game. I hope you enjoyed my digital video